I didn't hear the scream. And that's exactly why I knew something was terribly wrong. I didn't hear the scream. That's what bothered me the most. In a town like Hollow Creek, where even a dropped spoon echoed like a confession, silence wasn't normal. It was suspicious. And yet, that night, when Evelyn Harper died just 2 houses away from mine, there was nothing. No scream. No struggle. No warning. Just silence. I'm Mara Ellis. I've lived on Maple Street my entire life. 29 years of routine, familiarity, and people who knew more about your life than you did. Evelyn Harper was one of them. She baked pies every Sunday. She waved too much. She smiled like she was hiding something. And now, she was dead. The police ruled it a burglary gone wrong. Window forced open, jewelry missing, victim struck from behind, Detective Nolan had said, flipping through his notes like it was just another checkbox. But I knew something they didn't. Evelyn Harper was terrified of open windows. She used to check her locks 3 times before bed. I'd seen her do it, hands trembling slightly like she expected something to come through the dark. She wouldn't have left a window unlocked, not willingly. The night before her death, she came to my house. I remember because it was raining. Hard, aggressive rain that made conversation feel private. She stood at my door, soaked, clutching her coat tightly. "Mara," she said, her voice barely above a whisper, "do you ever feel like someone is watching you, even when you're alone?" I laughed it off at first. This is Hollow Creek. The only thing watching you is Mrs. Donnelly through her curtains. Evelyn didn't smile. "I'm serious," she insisted. "Something's wrong." "What kind of wrong?" She hesitated. Then she said something I can't forget. "Someone here isn't who they say they are." I should have pushed her, asked more questions, called someone. But I didn't. Because in Hollow Creek, secrets were normal, and curiosity was dangerous. After her death, the street felt different, quieter, heavier, like something had shifted just beneath the surface. People avoided eye contact. Conversations ended too quickly. Even the usual gossip died down, as if everyone had silently agreed not to dig too deep. But I couldn't let it go. Not after what she told me. I started with her house. Police tape still covered the front door, but in a town like ours, boundaries were more suggestion than rule. I slipped inside just before sunset, when shadows stretched long enough to hide guilt. The house smelled wrong. Not like death, but like something unfinished. Her living room was untouched, neat, predictable. But her bedroom, that's where things didn't make sense. Drawers were pulled open, but not ransacked. Jewelry boxes sat untouched. The window? Yes, it was broken, but the glass was scattered outward. Outward? Which meant it had been broken from the inside. My stomach tightened. This wasn't a break-in. This was a staged exit. I turned when I heard footsteps. Breaking into a crime scene isn't exactly subtle, Mara. Detective Nolan stood in the doorway, arms crossed, expression unreadable. "I'm not breaking in, I'm just looking." That's called breaking in. I hesitated. Then I took a chance. The window was broken from the inside. He didn't react. "That doesn't mean anything," he replied calmly. "Victims panic. They do strange things." "No," I said, shaking my head. She was terrified before it happened. She told me. That got his attention. What did she say? I hesitated again. Then I told him. He listened carefully, but something about his expression felt off. Not surprised, not concerned, just interested, like he already knew. "People say strange things when they're afraid," he said finally. "It doesn't always mean something." She said someone here isn't who they claimed to be. He smiled faintly. "Mara, in a small town, that applies to almost everyone." I left, but something didn't sit right. It wasn't just the house. It wasn't just Evelyn's warning. It was him, Detective Nolan. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every sound felt louder. Every shadow felt closer. And then, at exactly 2:17 a.m., I heard it. A soft creak from inside my house. I froze, listened. Another creak. Slow, careful, intentional. Someone was inside. My heart pounded so hard I thought it would give me away. I grabbed the nearest thing, a lamp, and stepped into the hallway. "Hello?" I called, hating how small my voice sounded. Silence. Then, a whisper. "Mara." It wasn't loud. It wasn't threatening. It was familiar. I followed the sound to the kitchen. The back door was slightly open, and on the table, there was something waiting for me. A photograph. It was old, faded, but I recognized the street instantly. Maple Street, years ago. I stepped closer, and then I saw her, Evelyn, standing among a group of people, smiling. But that wasn't what made my blood run cold. It was who was standing beside her. Detective Nolan. Only he wasn't a detective, not in the photo. He looked younger, different, and beneath the picture, written in faded ink, were 3 words. Summer Program, 2008. I didn't understand until I turned the photo over and saw the names. Evelyn Harper, Mara Ellis, Daniel Nolan. I dropped the photo. No, that couldn't be possible. I had never met him before. Had I? My memories blurred, shifted. Something wasn't right. And then it hit me. That summer. The one I barely remembered. The one no one ever talked about. The one where a girl went missing. Her name came back like a ghost. Leela Grant. And suddenly, everything made sense. The next morning, I went straight to the records office. Old files, old reports, and there it was. Missing person, Leela Grant. Last seen, Maple Street, Summer Program 2008. Status, unsolved. Witnesses listed: Evelyn Harper, Mara Ellis, Daniel Nolan. My hands shook. We weren't strangers. We were connected. And one of us had been lying. I found Evelyn's journal hidden beneath a loose floorboard in her bedroom. Inside were entries, scattered, frantic, terrified. She remembers something I don't. He said we should never talk about it. She's getting too close. If anything happens to me, it's him. The last page had only one line. Mara was there. She just doesn't know it yet. My breath caught. What did I forget? What did I do? That night, I confronted him. Detective Nolan didn't deny it. In fact, he smiled. I was wondering when you'd figure it out. He said calmly, "You knew her. You knew Evelyn. You knew me. We were kids, stupid kids. What happened to Leela?" He tilted his head slightly. "That's the problem, Mara. You tell me." My chest tightened. "I don't remember." "I know." He stepped closer. "That's why you're still alive." The world tilted. "You killed Evelyn." "No," he said gently. "We did." My stomach dropped. "Leela found something she shouldn't have," he continued.
She threatened to tell. No. You panicked, he said softly. You pushed her. The memory hit me like a bullet. The lake. The argument. Her falling. The silence. Oh God. Evelyn had seen it. Nolan had helped cover it up. And me? I had forgotten. Or maybe I chose to. She was going to expose everything, Nolan said. Evelyn got scared, started digging, talking. So you killed her. I cleaned up a loose end. And me? He smiled again. I wanted to see if you'd remember. My hands trembled.